What happened last session, dude?
I don't know, brother.
Y'all made it to the museum at the tower.
Thursday.
The tower of the Vizier Ultra. I went to the museum, learned a little bit about some districts, about the Greenway district, about these two families, the Piolas and the Horshanis. You know, just a little bit. You learned about the Vizier Ultra, specifically, the Ultra Priest. Seems to be a mysterious figure. Not really seen much. Likes to make decrees every once in a while, just yelling it throughout Oade. Lives at the top of the tower. Nobody really sees him, only really the superior priest sees this fella, so who knows what their deal is, but you all exited after the person who was helping you kind of gave a side-eye to Felix. Not fun. But you all made your ways to the archives to learn a little bit more, try and do some pre-investigation before y'all head to the resort at Greenway, where all this missing people are going down. And John learned a little bit of some potential monsters that kind of suck the memories out of people. So maybe there's some similarities there, maybe some clues there. Felix learned about missing people within the archives at the Greenway district within the past era. It seems like the frequency's increasing a little bit. Not good. And then Turlon learned about... Oh, what did Turlon learn about? Oh, I'm drawing a blank.
No one knows. No one knows. Two different monsters. One of them screams and one of them's a squid.
That was what John learned about. Dude. Let me go back to my notes. Let me see if I got any notes on this stuff.
My brain's too sick to remember this. I'm sorry.
Does anybody remember?
I'm reading my notes. So I'm looking at my information right now.
Yeah,
My eyes on my notes right now.
It was recipes.
Recipes, yes. Okay, yes, absolutely. So you all could, you were recommended to go to the Weavers District. There's plenty of alchemists there that could concoct some memory potions. Got a short-term and a long-term one. Thank you for the reminder. And then Vita went in and kind of got a 2-for-1 because Ori was considered a separate entity. And Ori learned about the Vizier Ultra, not much more than what y'all already knew. The piece of information that was new was that Vizier Ultra is a third order deity. And another piece of information, since Ori's role was so high, I did not put this... I did not mention this, is that there's actually a really old entry of what, the Vizier Ultra looks like. That's all Ori said, is that it's very old. It's in a previous era, many hundreds of thousands years ago, that had an entry of what the Vizier Ultra looked like. It was just described as a man, just a human man, which is interesting. So that's a side detail that I forgot to mention, so apologies for that. But absolutely no recent sightings of the Vizier Ultra. And then Vita himself wanted to ask about Zell Gradris, and apparently there's plenty of people named Zell Gradris, as you'd imagine, if you have a book on almost every kind of knowledge you can have here at the archives. But after narrowing it down to a male elf that is somewhat recent, Vita went up, was handed an open book, apparently flipped to the pages where Zeld Gradris would be, and then had to roll a check for misfortune with perception and a will saving throw. So what we are going to do is now roll the other half of those. So Vita, if you could roll a perception check and a will saving throw. And let's see if you get any roll lower than the ones you've got here.
Perception.
Okay.
Lower.
A little bit lower. And give me a will saving throw. A little bit lower. You got a little bit lower.
pretty
Okay.
close together.
Yeah,
Good rolls. Good rolls.
that's nice. Good stuff. Good stuff.
Good stuff.
This is going to be the first instance within the campaign where I am going to call Dylan separately to tell some
shit.
information.
Cool.
So Dylan and I are going to leave the call. I'm going to call Dylan. Will only be a couple of minutes, what I predict.
Couple of minutes.
Just a couple of minutes. Y'all ruminate
Couple of
over
minutes.
what the fuck Zelgragers could be.
He's gonna
Who's
kill
this?
you so fast.
I'm
Who's
gonna
the-
walk in this building as Tuda. I'm somebody different. I got
Tuda.
swapped out.
Tuda.
Walk as all
Vita's
them.
gonna exit with 3 wounds.
All right, we'll be right back. I'll call you, Dylan. So, how we ended, just to give you the context, is that you were handed the book open from the Jofi. You were handed
Yep.
the book open. You see these 2 pages in front of you.
Yes.
Vita, the first thing that you notice is that from the 2 pages you see is that each of them is split into what looks like 4 quadrants. There's these lines that look like they're splitting them into quadrants. And there are entries that fill the 4 quadrants on the left page, and there's 1 entry in the top left of the right page. So it looks like there's 5 entries total for this Zelgragers character. As soon as you're handed the book, you have a distinct just feeling within your mind that you shouldn't just read straight from the beginning. You should kind of skim over it and read it. What you see first is you start reading just the beginning, very first entry, and it has some basic info. Zelgragers, you learn, was born on day 17,133 of the 18th era of Jukum. Which
Do I know?
To you,
I guess I don't think Vita knows the eras.
to you have not, and there's been no discussion. I don't think.
He wouldn't know how long ago that is. There's no
Yes, he would not know anything. But that is information. You know that he is one of 4 sons. He was born and lived in an elvish settlement called Holst. I can send you this information later. In the western Yimba Wilds, which is south
way. I knew
of the
that
Tilke.
from the chocolate.
Tilke Fort, yes. A little hint there. And their family owned a cocoa farm. So you can imagine that's where the scent
Oh,
comes
really?
from. So you learn that, and you're like, okay, you know, you're just reading about the character, and then you kind of move over, and you see the very last entry. You see in big block letters at the top, it says "missing," and then you see a basic sketch of a face. It kind of looks it looks a little bit like you, but it just looks like an elvish guy. But there's just a momentary pause, and you're
All
just
elves look alike.
Yeah, exactly. You're
Some
skimming
people say.
over it. Yeah, you're skimming over it, and you see that they were last seen in Teruse, hiring a group of expert miners, as in caving
Never heard of that.
miners. No. And they were reportedly looking for a buried Titan.
Very Titan?
Titan, yes. Titan.
Oh, shit.
Your eyes skim back to the beginning section where you'd learned about where he was born. And you kind of go to, well, what else is there about him? And you see that besides where he was born, you see that Zell lived 10 miles north of Dinzen in a lake house and lived with a husband, Ty Gradris, and 1 daughter, Alika. And as soon as you read these 2 names, Vita, you feel a rush of adrenaline and energy go up your body into your skull as everything around you, your vision just goes completely white.
Oh, shit.
And you start to have a series of visions.
Oh, no.
These visions you have They are not static images or, almost like dreams. It feels like you are really within these places as they start to occur.
Uh-huh.
First, you
Got
are
memory.
you are standing about 50 feet away outside on a sunny day from a small 2-story wooden house in a small little clearing. The ground within the clearing is kind of this dark green, thick grass, kind of cut to about 6 inches high. There are these gnarled and intertwined trees with these large, deep green leaves that encompass you and the house, except for a break all the way on your left, about 100 feet, as the slope or the clearing kind of slopes down to reveal the edge of what looks like to be a body of water. From the front door, you see a small elvish girl, about 7 to 8 years old, running up from the porch. She's wearing a simple tan dress, and she's yelling out, "Dad, you're home!" And in this moment, it all hits you at once. You know this girl's name is Alika, but not just because you just read that name, but because you're looking at this girl and you realize her name is Alika because this is your daughter, and you helped name her that.
This is so fucked up. This is so fucked up.
You see behind Alika, standing on the porch, you see a tall, pale elf with this kind of black, long hair that's pushed back behind his ears, and he's wearing a light green robe. He has a smile on his face as he's looking at you, and this is the person that you remember from one of your dreams in Riddock, when you all were sitting at a lake of sorts. And again, this hits you all at once. You recognize this as Ty, not because you just read someone was named Ty, and you can put 2 and 2 together, but because this is your husband, someone you have been with and loved for thousands of days at least. It's all hitting you at once, and Alika's starting to run up to you, but then your vision flashes white again. And you are now at the edge of a large cavern, where against the back wall there's a series of sharp stalactites and stalagmites that almost kind of intertwine together. You've seen this image before. See this image in a dream when you all were traveling to Riddock. This time, though, it's not a still image. You feel yourself breathing heavy as you realize that you are looking over your shoulder towards this back wall. As you look back towards your front, you see that you are hanging onto the wall of the cavern, the opposite one, with 2 climbing pickaxes. You see above you there's some faint light about 30 feet above, and the ground of the cavern below looks to be about 100 feet down. Your vision again flashes white, and you now find yourself standing on a perfectly flat white plain. Sky around you and above you is perfectly black, and the only way you can tell is that on the horizon there's a faint white glow from the ground into the sky.
Dream.
And you've seen this in your last dream when you all were in Lasta. And as you look around, you look down, you see that you are naked, and your body is a pale white. It is not purple in skin. What do you do?
Oh, what? I'm here?
These previous visions were just you taking it in maybe 5-10 seconds at max. It does not flash for a moment. You feel like you're here now.
In this black and white place.
In this black and white place, yeah. See nothing around you. You're naked.
Oh my gosh. I'm just gonna look at my hands. And I'm gonna, oh my god, what am I gonna do? This is probably really happening. I'm trying just like, what the... So I look, what happens if I look straight up?
You look
There's
straight
no sort
up.
of celestial body.
Your vision is purely black. Even if for a moment you think you're where you've been in your dreams, where you've spoken with Ori, or
you now know, spoken with Sulan. You are not in this place. There's
I think
no
I'm just gonna
moon.
yell
Yeah, you
for
yell.
help. For help. Like I'm screaming for help.
When you scream out, you
Don't say nothing comes.
you haven't experienced just the nothingness of when you've yelled out before any time. There's always been something for your voice to kind of echo back against. When you yell out, it's almost like there is nothing for the sound to reverberate against. You do, when you do yell out, you do hear sound. It's not silent.
I'm
But
gonna start running.
okay. You just start sprinting, and it's
Mhm.
almost as if you're not moving because nothing around you seems to
Oh my
change. The plane beneath you has no texture to it to even give you the vision. It's very odd feeling that you're running. You know you're running, but it's as if there's no wind across your face as you ran.
I'm still here.
I'll say, how long do you run?
I think I'd run for like over a minute.
I'll say after about a minute or so of running, maybe even stopping,
Just
kind of
looking
breathing,
for anything.
looking for anything. There's nothing around. I'll say your vision slowly, I'll say the ground slowly starts to begin to glow even more as that glow you saw on the horizon starts to get a little bit higher and higher. And you can feel yourself standing still, but your vision soon is just completely white, like from the flashes. And then in just an instant, you now feel yourself, you feel like you have your clothes on, you feel like you're laying on the ground. But what I would like you to do,
But I need you to roll 18d4, not within Foundry. I want you to roll it outside of Foundry. So just 18d4 and Google should work.
I got it. 18.
Mm-hmm.
45.
45.
you fail your will save, and you take
Aw.
45 psychic damage. And so you do not
That's
die. You do not die.
That's gonna make it really hard to play off.
So because of a high perception roll, you learned a lot of information. But because of the because of that, you're going to take more damage. You slowly come to, and your head feels like it is pounding. Feel the ground behind you as you're looking up towards the ceiling of what you recognize now as the archives as you're slowly coming to. You see the shelves of books to either side of you. You see, to your right, you see a large head of the Jofi that was helping you, the member of the archives, kind of looking down to you. As you're coming to, you hear him say, "Oh, thank the gods you're okay. What happened to you?"
I immediately reach out and grab him. Grab
You
his
grab-
whatever his
he
little
says-
shirt. Does he have a shirt or
Yeah,
something?
he's got a
This is cloak
he's
stuff.
got a cloak, yeah.
And I
He
just
says-
say,
he
Alika,
says,
quick.
"Oh, what do you mean, Alika?"
And then I just start to snap out of it.
Mm-hmm.
Remember,
Says, "Are you okay?
I just sort of let him go.
Are you okay? You just were standing with the book, and then you fell over and slumped. You
Where did you
weren't
get this book?
responding." He says, and he looks over at the book. It's now laying on the ground. And he says, it's just like any of the others. And he looks to you. He says, we'll be sure to, we'll destroy this book. There must be some terrible magic with
do
it.
I see the title of it? Like, what is it?
These are blank books. No title. It's closed right now, but looks to be blank.
Yeah.
He says, we'll destroy it. We'll have a new one written. There must be something wrong with the book. I apologize. Are you fine, or do you need anything?
I'm just gonna throw the book like right at his face. Start walking out. Not gonna acknowledge him.
he kind of, you know, he goes, oh, and you hit him in the face, and he's gonna say, "No, please, I'll lead you. I'm sorry for all this. This is not what this. No, this has never happened before. I apologize." Are you? And you're just walking away.
Yeah, I can't even hear him.
Yeah.
Probably just hear ringing in my head. I'm leaving.
You get to the big tube of water. What do? You see the water's rushing down, and he's kind of yelling
I
after.
walk right in.
He's telling you to wait.
I know. I'm not hearing him.
All right. I'll say that as soon as you walk in, you feel your body being pulled down. As you are going through, your head is pounding, like you're saying. It feels like you have a throbbing headache. And you are able to perceive, for the most part, because you know you have to exit this, and you remember being within this for at least like 30 seconds. As you're kind of rushing down, you feel and realize that the water is almost slowing down for you, not to a complete stop, but you can feel like your speed is dwindling. You know, you can see these kind of passages pass by, and then they start to slow down. And you have enough sense about you, even with your head throbbing, that you recognize one of these holes. It kind of slowed down enough for you to swim out. But you can tell that if you had not done that, it would have just kept going down. But you were able to, you know, perceive it enough that, perceive this change in the water enough.
Step out.
That you step out, and you are now at the desk and are able to dry off if you wish.
Nope,
But
I'm not stopping for anything. My head is not here.
okay.
I'm like autopilot, body mode. I'm leaving.
All right. Well, then I will say that is where we're going to end this little intercut thing. And so we'll go back to the group. Welcome
Meanwhile,
back.
all three of them are on the floor
Cannot
going,
recommend a solo call less. Never do it if it happens to you.
all
Just
three of
say
us are on the
no.
ground going, yeah, man, I just learned about monsters. What
Yeah,
could that
dude.
possibly be?
Oh man,
Might be the
monsters,
similar
potions.
Monsters, huh? Monsters.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. We'll see it in the recording.
I won't.
In the VOD, as it were. But
I won't
as you, Vita,
Stupid.
you are now you're now walking in the lobby of the archives, leaving. And Ori was waiting for you in the lobby. And Ori now approaches you. And Ori now approaches you. And Ori speaks to you. Says, Vita. Now, this is odd to you for several reasons. First is, well, the main reason is that Ori has never spoken to you without you speaking it to him, essentially. Ori's never initiated the conversation. And you can also kind of tell a tone in Ori's voice, I'll say. Almost this, you know, before it's kind of just this blank voice of just responding, just like, you know, it's connected to you and it just has a voice and can speak. It has this voice of almost this
Fucking
this
bird.
almost
origami crane.
Almost angry tone is the best way to put it. A little stern tone. Stern's a better word. And it says Vita as it approaches you. Do you continue to walk? Do you stop?
Yeah, I'm just walking out. I'm walking out.
Okay, as it's walking out, it says it says, Vita, you need to remember what Sulan said. You need to avoid danger.
What the fuck is Suma?
I'm not listening to this. I'm not listening to this fucking bird. I'm walking out of the building.
Okay, you walk out of the building, and the three of you see Vita walking out of the building.
Can you tell me, do I look different now based on anything?
What a fucked up question to ask.
Do you look different?
Might be about to get very bad, boys.
Do you
My
look
condition?
different?
My physical condition?
It depends. Are you trying to hide it?
Covered in blood. He's like, you should see the other guy.
Hide what,
no,
bro?
I'm just leaving the building. That's
Okay.
what I'm
Next
focusing
time
on.
you're
Okay.
asking the question.
So wait, so you like you walk past us? Like you don't
No, like I
don't
walk
have
up
to-
to you guys.
no.
I just
Okay.
wanted to get out of
I'll
that
s-
building and
I'll say
get back.
I'll say physically, no, you don't look any different.
Okay, that's what I was asking. 'Cause you didn't
But
say.
I'll say roll something real quick. Just so you know, this session, I will be rolling a lot physical dice because I'm gonna need to be rolling a lot. Not related to this, for something else. Don't worry about it.
What?
In the words of Kevin,
I just worry
don't worry
more and
about it.
more.
Don't worry about it.
Don't worry about it. Make sure of something.
It's been a while since I've said I've never been worried. It's been a bit.
I've never
to
been
pick
worried
one
about
up.
anything.
Pull that one out of the archives.
It's a lot to worry about in my life, I think.
The three of you,
Not this
John,
though.
the three of you, John, Felix, Tron, you all noticed that Vita almost looks tired, is the best way to put it. Like, you know, Vita went in, Vita comes out, and just looks like eyes kind of squinted a little bit. The way they're walking to you almost is like, I need to get to you quickly. Is the best way of putting it. Doesn't look hurt. No, like, you know, blood or anything, but just looks tired.
Was there supposed to be longer than ours?
No, they're actually, in terms of length, around the same.
Well,
in terms of time dilation, the only thing that seems off is Vita looks tired. That's the only thing
I'm
I
gonna
can
ignore
say
that, though.
for you all characters.
Hey man, so what'd you learn?
anything interesting?
Oh yeah. Yeah, the Ultra Priest is third order deity.
Oh shit.
Oh, no way.
Yep, super old.
I mean, I suppose that explains the whole long life thing. Maybe that takes out the chances that it is made up by some cult as a cover for what they're doing.
There's
At least
still
on-
like nothing though. That's just what it said. It's third order deity, but like nothing else. Really. They said
is
it looks
Ori
like
here
what'd
right
you say? It
now?
looks like a man. Yeah, Ori should have followed me, right?
Yeah, Ori's followed, and Ori, if you're asking Ori says,
I am.
a long time ago, they apparently looked like a man.
I'm gonna clock Ori for a
Like a man.
second, having noticed that Vita looks off. I'm gonna go ahead and just clock the bird too.
Okay, you're seeing if anything's off with Ori. Give me a perception.
I'm not really worried. I'm just like checking. I'm like, damn, he's tired. Did something happen to him? And I'm
Bird.
look for the bird as well.
Ori looks normal. Ori looks.
Those guys with the big heads.
Has John seen Ori? I completely forgot.
Oh my god, John doesn't know about Ori.
Probably not. No.
I'll say this time. This is the first time probably seeing Ori. As Ori normally
Maybe
shows.
Ori
underneath
was
that.
out when we were in the base. But
Okay.
I don't know how much you're
Oh.
This is the
attention.
first time interacting with Ori. I'll say that.
It can talk. He can talk.
Yep.
How
We
long
don't
can it?
know. We don't know how
Oh,
or why.
What's your name?
You're speaking to Ori.
Yeah.
Says, Vita calls me Ori.
How old are you?
Ori looks
Yeah.
to
How old
Vita.
are you?
Yeah, hey man. How old are you?
I don't know how old you are.
Ori kind of looks to you, Vita. And do you ask as well?
Yeah. Yeah. Good question.
I'll say Ori
Ori
will.
combusts.
I don't know the answer.
I choose death.
Ori will. Let me make sure of something. Ori will swoop in towards your ear, Vita, and whisper to you. 25 days.
The fuck?
Okay.
And then swoop
He's
back.
25 days old.
Oh. Well,
Why was that a secret?
Steven, have we been together?
You all have been
Has our
together
main
for
group been
11
together?
days.
For 11 days. It's only been 11 days?
It's crazy.
It's been
Are
like
you
what?
That's fucked
kidding
up.
me?
It's been like a year and a half.
35 days, sorry. It's not any better, but 35 days.
Okay, a month
the
is
math.
better.
But we had
Um,
Ori in the first session. That was more than 25 days ago.
And it was 11 days ago.
Also,
The
obviously, gonna keep
first
this
session
above
was
board,
11
but
days.
above board, it's totally normal for witches' familiars to be reformed.
Well, yeah, but hold on. No, I'm
Wait,
gonna
what's
do the timing.
35?
What
What's
the hell? Yeah.
35 days?
Ori is 35 days old, is what Ori said. You all have
Okay.
been together for 11 days. I just wanna
Oh,
make
that's
that clear.
worse. That's awful. 11 days.
Okay.
Mm.
Yeah,
We
that's
haven't even
how-
known each other 2 weeks.
Yes, you all started.
John's known you
11
like a
days.
few hours.
Yeah, hell yeah.
This makes even less sense for Alden to even like register as someone we know.
Yeah.
Sorry.
I mean, it's been
Well-
an eventful 11 days.
It's been a
Yeah,
lot.
There's a lot that's happened.
John looks at Ori and goes, "Well, that's disappointing. I was hoping you'd be older, so maybe you could, maybe you were around for when the Ultra Priest went into power. I don't know how magic works."
He doesn't know anything. He's
You-
just an annoying little thing.
You asked Ori a question about what you heard. Did they let Ori in with you?
Did Ori go in with me? Is that what you're asking?
Yes, because you asked Ori at one point about what you knew.
Yeah. Yeah, Ori went in
And
with
I thought
me.
we were only allowed to have one go in at a time. So
Yeah, they said it counted because he's just paper.
that doesn't seem very nice of them.
I don't know. I didn't like the guys with the big heads, if I'm being honest.
Yeah,
Oh yeah,
you look
those foul
tired.
things.
They hold
Yeah.
tight, don't they?
Yeah, they do.
All right.
Perhaps we regroup and come back tomorrow for more information. And
Well, it's gonna be
It's
closed
closed
tomorrow.
tomorrow.
Founders
Hundreds
Day.
Day. Oh yeah, it's true. We can
Founders
have
Day, not Founders Day.
celebrate Hundreds Day.
Happy Founders
Fucking
Day.
government holidays. Closing the post office.
I will say
I mean,
you
I
all,
like Hundreds Day.
I don't
I-
have any
I-
actual strong thoughts on Founders Day.
I have,
Hundreds Day.
I have
Alex
some,
Craig
I have
just wanted
some
to say
fond,
that.
fond memories of Hundreds Day. All right, so recap what we know.
Oh.
We know that we have an alchemical recipe to bring back memories.
Mhm.
Maybe we should try to find a merchant tonight so we can administer that potion to this person on Hundreds Day. The person we got the journal entry from.
Mm-hmm.
Mm.
Yeah, let's
Also,
take care
some
of
for
that.
ourselves, just in case something happens.
Okay, cool. We are now walking the path to get to the whatever alchemy store I can find while we have this conversation.
Gotta
Okay.
get on the sand bus.
We know
Gotta
the
find
Ultra Priest
directions.
is real. I think I asked last session about where I could go.
Yeah, it's in the Weavers District.
Yeah, so we're gonna go there. And in the meanwhile, so we know that there is Vida. You learned that the Ultra Priest is a third order deity. Anything else?
And they look like a man at one
Looks like a
point.
man. All right. Felix.
Hmm?
What did you learn?
Honestly, nothing. I looked at the history of disappearances, and there doesn't seem to be any serious pattern. So.
Well, that does give us at least some information that whatever happening is new.
Mm-hmm.
John.
There's like 3 monsters that could be contenders for memory loss in this hotel. One is a hawk that shrieks so loudly you lose your sense of self, and when you return, when your mind comes back, you can't really remember where you were. There's a squid thing. Tentacles can wrap around it, its victim to extract memories, but it's sort of on the larger side. Don't know how big this hotel is, but considering how big everything else is here, might be able to hide. Then the last one is sort of this weird monster with 2 heads, and one head sings a lullaby that puts people to sleep while the other one eats the people. So that might explain people missing. Not really. Maybe the lullaby might explain some of the memory loss, but
Maybe the mouth's opening wide could be explained by that. But we've not seen any evidence that these disappearances have been bloodied. It seems they've been bloodless, just like that. They're gone.
I mean, Felix found one where there was like a body of
Right.
like a goo
Goo.
body. But the only thing that was left intact was the head.
But not many. We've not heard much about bodies being discovered, right? Though.
No, that has
I mean,
not
it
been
seems like
mentioned at all.
like an accident that this one body was found at all. This good body.
Good up.
Gooed up on a Thursday afternoon.
Yeah, good up.
Absolutely.
Yep.
All right. Good job, guys.
Thank you.
So that's my bad for starting that. But yeah, that was the only corpse that was found. Was a body turned into paste.
Mm-hmm.
The head.
Alright. I'm gonna
There
find
were-
my stone again real quick in my pocket. Still there.
Oh, still
Can't
there?
be doing that in public, man.
Still.
I simply can't stop myself at this point. I'm
Yes.
thinking.
You
It is
should go to a hospital.
Very much still there. And I'll say
Awesome.
one thing that I also forgot to mention last session, and once again forgot to mention, is that when you all left, they did say, Ross said that they were going to book you a stay at the Greenway Resort if you wanted to sleep.
Oh boy.
So-
I do not want to stay there tonight personally.
So
I'd
I'm
I'll
gonna stay
I'll
there.
kick that conversation off in character because I think it's a good one. Should we stay at the Greenway tonight? I don't think so.
Yeah, we
I
should.
mean, where else do we have to go?
We could find any ramshackle inn anywhere and pay for a night.
We could. It's
This
not a
is how
bad
we-
idea.
This is how we find out information now. We'll stay there
if-
all together.
If we do stay at the Greenway, we have to be ready to set up. I mean, some sort of basic watch.
That's
Yeah.
fine. Yeah.
Yeah, I'd be.
We
Yep.
got Ori. Also, not that I trust the bird, but it's useful.
Can I keep watch? I mean,
Ori
we
does
should
not-
rely
there's
on
I
no
the-
way
wouldn't
Ori-
trust
Ori
Ori to
does
do
not
anything.
sleep.
I'm sick of Ori.
That's fair.
What
That's
the fuck
fair.
happened?
Ori
It wasn't so good
turns
because
away
that's
from
anyway.
Vita.
I think they're fighting again.
Can't you
Oh.
just get rid of it, or did you say that it just comes back?
I can't do anything if Ori isn't here.
Well, maybe if you steal my stone in the middle of the night, I'll steal Ori, and we can both be happy, right?
The fuck?
And then I tap the stone again.
I'd be fine with that. I would love that.
I imagine, despite the fact that I do think in character I can make that joke, that I immediately feel uncomfortable having made it.
I'll say the stone feels heavy in your chest
Fuck
on
off.
saying that.
You see,
Don't
I
touch
tap
the stone.
after I tap, but I kind of hold on to it a bit before I let go. Well, let's go.
Wait.
It's a
All right.
seductive stone. It's not my
No,
fault.
no, I'm not. I'm just making noises and shit. I'm not
Oh, for sure.
saying anything.
Yeah, you know.
100%. So I think we are on collision course with alchemical workshop of some kind, and then the Greenway. Do we have any other follow-on stops we want to check out while we're out before we go to bed at the Greenway? I know, Alex, you said we should probably get some potions for ourselves, and I totally agree.
I will say that you all got I did put it in Foundry, so you should all see in your thing. You each got 2 minor healing potions and 1 lesser healing potion from the Vein Breakers. So you do have that.
Yeah.
You can obviously get more, but just know that you got those for free from
That's
the Vein
enough.
Breakers.
I'm due for some sleep. When was the last time we slept?
That's a
Since
great
this
question.
morning, it's like 5 p.m. at this point now.
Okay.
Sun's kind of setting a little bit. Still hot, but getting a little bit cooler out as you all are kind of
tired.
following the paths.
Well, by the time we get to like an inn, it's gonna be dark out because of all the walking.
Let's
Now-
check quick.
This is Hundreds Days Eve. Are there celebrations going on tonight, or is it just tomorrow that it's celebrated?
So I'll say this is something I did want to explain as well. John, Turlon, Felix, you know that Hundreds Day it's not like New Year's Day. It's more of like a day of rest. Think like Christmas Day, right? Like Christmas
Oh.
Day is not you stay up till midnight for Christmas, right? It's like you just enjoy Christmas the day. And things are generally off. There's festivities.
Speak for yourself, Catholic. But sure, go ahead.
Yeah. But I'll say that
My family didn't celebrate it.
it's
Jewish.
He's
over
Jewish. I'll say that like when it's
Jewish.
like you'll remember that when it was like day 1000, day 2000, that was a little bit more like what we think of like in the Eve. Like it's like this is the day. You know, we're gonna wait until midnight. Holy shit, it's day 2000, right? But like day 2200, which is coming up, it's more of just a day of celebration. There's normally festivities around some decorations. It looks like as you're walking through this area, it seems like not just the archives vine, but all of the vines have a whole bunch of various decorations. Nothing super extravagant, but lights and banners hanging off of leaves and just kind of this general decorations. Let me make a roll real quick. As you all are going through the central district, moving you all kind of on the map, I'll say, as you're getting above the R in the central district, you're moving your way to the Weaver's district to try and buy some, or at least find like an alchemist that'll make some of these potions for memories. Now that you have the recipes, but as you're walking, I'll say that give me perception checks, all four of you. Just for
That's
fun.
good.
I don't like this.
And I mean, I'm having fun. Oh my god.
I'm having fun rolling. Okay. I'll say.
Whoa! Oh, that was mine.
Damn.
Whoa.
The joy in his voice.
Yeah. I'll say, Felix, as you're walking, you're the only one who notices this. Or no, wait. John notices this as well. I'll say, as you're walking, it seems like a lot of people, as you've been walking and you've been kind of riding these sands, you've gotten a little bit better at getting on the faster sands, so things don't take as quick or as slow as they did getting to the tower. But as you're walking along within these sands, you've noticed that people kind of chill out most of the time around the base of these vines. It seems to be the only place where there's kind of stable ground. So sure, there's like a lot of people that seem to be sitting there. Some of them are more disheveled than others, but it seems like a lot of people are kind of just standing, waiting around for people talking. It seems like a place for rest, maybe eating. Maybe there's some, chairs set up. It's nice in the shade. But as you're walking through here, I'll say that, Felix, you notice this right away. But John, you're kind of meandering along. If Felix doesn't say anything, you'll notice this as well. Out of the corner of your eye, you see what looks to be a halfling person sitting at the base of this vine right here to the right of y'all, who has purple skin, much like Vita does.
White woman spotted.
White woman. Purple person spotted.
Mm-hmm.
I'll go to her and ask her if she knows what 100's Day is.
I point that out to Vita. I go, hey, Vita.
What?
There's a purple person over there.
And you look over
say that?
after
All
John
right.
said.
Can he say that?
Can he say that? Vita, you look over and you
Okay.
see a halfling that has the same skin color as you,
That's fine. I don't really.
just sitting there.
You want to talk to him? You mentioned, I think you mentioned purple people earlier.
And I feel like we super duper have talked before about wanting to find more people like you. I know you currently are acting
Yeah.
different, and there's probably reasons for that based on the call you had. But I just want to make sure, above board, we have
Oh,
talked about
above
wanting-
board. I don't forget about the purple people.
Just make no
Make
mistake.
no mistake.
Well, what is this person wearing besides just, a different skin color?
They're wearing simple clothes, a nice white, seems like a loose white shirt, white pants. They don't look like homeless by any means. They seem to just be sitting there, maybe even like their head leaned back a little bit, eyes closed. Seems
Got
just
through,
seem to
like,
be chilling sitting there.
Like a 10-15 second processing delay. My eyes kind of go wider, and I run up to them and grab them on the shoulders.
I'm gonna sort of slowly walk up and
Mhm.
follow.
Okay. You grab shoulders and you see this halfling man look up at you, much shorter than you are, kind of has a little bit of stubble, kind of this longer, grown out black hair, and is looking up at you, and it looks shocked at first. Do you say
Gotta tell
anything
me.
as you grab him?
Gotta tell me. That's what I say. You gotta
cut-
tell me.
He looks across and he says, "Or did he bring you back too?
Wait. No.
Did he
Wait,
bring you
rewind.
back? The dark one. Did he bring you back?"
No, I'm like my head like sinks a little bit. Like,
Hold on.
No.
Hold on,
You're-
Vita. Hold on,
Having
Vita.
You have-
having caught up now, yeah.
You have
Well,
the same skin as me.
I
Yes.
know that's why I ran over here, but you just
I
What are
haven't seen anyone
what
else.
are you talking about? Okay.
And you see that he's kind of
Okay,
he's
man.
yelling out, like he's talking very loud. He says, "I haven't seen anyone else."
There was a brief moment before this guy started talking that Vita was like so excited, but as soon as he starts saying this shit, he's just like,
Did he bring you
Okay.
back? No, man. No, he
Okay.
didn't.
"Who's the dark
Fuck.
one?"
The dark one? Oh, what do you mean? And his eyes kind of furrow
It's a
outwards,
pretty
and he says,
general name, man.
Oh my
What?
god.
"What do you mean, the
Can-
dark one? Did he not bring you back?"
No.
Can I make
Whereas-
a society check
Are you the
off,
dark one,
off
Vita?
the cusp to ask, like, to think about what
Yeah, go for it.
stereotype an entire group of people? Like, have I met any other purple people, and have they been this
Yep.
unique?
Sure, go
Surely
for it.
you're not the dark one.
Also, who is the dark one? Do we know who that is?
Am I the dark one? That's what I'm asking this guy as John is doing
the-
this.
What would I
Ev-
roll?
You roll a society check, John, for that question, and then the rest of you roll a society check.
I'm forgoing my ability to roll here. I'm
Uh-oh.
just like I'm just asking.
Uh-oh.
Okay.
I don't think I have any.
Oh.
I don't think I'm even thinking about whether or not I would know this.
Hey, 2 12s. Well,
The 12 brothers.
I'll say, John, you in your travels, you've never met anyone who has purple skin, but you have met people who have kind of colorful skin, like not the normal skin tone. You've seen, elves that have kind of lightish skin, darkish skin, but in terms of like colorful skin like Vita does, he's certainly the first one, and now this halfling is the first people you've seen with purple skin specifically. But of all the other skins, based off your high roll, all the other skin, these various skin colors, it seems like anyone who has an abnormal skin color may be cursed in some way. And that's kind of what you assumed about Sir Ross when you first met him as well, is that, and he even openly told you about, his curse. So it's kind of seemed to have tracked throughout your entire time that if someone has very different skin color, they're cursed in some way. But in terms of the Dark One, no, neither of you know what the Dark One
I'm asking him, is
would
that
be.
me? Could be me.
Is it you?
Man,
You
we're
don't
asking
know?
you the questions.
Surely the dark one would know they were the dark one.
Maybe.
He kind of nods to you, Turtle, and he says, You're right. You must not be the
Wait.
Dark One if you're asking that question. So you weren't sent back here by him?
Dude, how many
Okay.
times did I tell
How
you?
did you get here?
You've been asking a lot of questions, all right, man. You gotta answer some of ours, okay?
Wait, I got a question.
I'm like taking a
Yes.
step back. I'm just rubbing my
How
head.
many days ago were you brought back?
That's a good question. That's a great question, actually.
That is a good question.
He kind of looks to you and he says, "Oh, maybe 100 days, 200 days. I don't know. I've been wandering. I've
That's
been
not
looking
that
for
long.
others. I've been looking for others.
So,
And now I found
so
you."
you're-
3 months.
stupid question. What's your name? That's not the stupid question, but then I have a stupid question. What's your name?
This is a dumbass question, but what's your name, little guy?
Worthless information.
He starts kind of walking towards you, Vita, kind of like, arms outstretched a little bit, and he's answering your questions as he says.
Stay away from him, you little
says-
freak.
He says, "I don't know what my name is. I don't know. It's been so long, I don't remember."
It's been.
Well,
It
It's
hasn't
been
been that long.
100
100
days.
isn't that long.
Do you just
You're less than a year old.
Do you just assume that everyone you see, that everyone who is purple skinned is one of you, or have you been told that anyone who is purple skinned is one of you by that dark one?
He looks to you and he says, "It's the first one I've ever seen that's like me. He must be. He must." And he
Oh.
kind of looks to you, Vita, and he says, "But you're not. Why are you not?" And his eyes kind of
You-
furrow down a little bit. It looks like he's a
You
little
have
bit
to
angry at that fact.
Chill for a second, man. I'm gonna lose it. I'm gonna lose it on you, man. I'm gonna lose it on you on the street. I'm serious.
Vida, it's certainly possible you don't remember whatever situation that this man also went through.
No, this guy is being pretty annoying though.
I'll say
Yeah,
Fe-
like
yeah. I'll
it
say
might be
Felix
true,
said it.
but
There you go. You keep going.
he's not telling us anything. Just tell us from the start what happened. How do you know that you were brought back by a dark one?
And also,
Or
what
what?
does that mean?
Yeah.
I'll say Felix, you start noticing out of the corner of your eye as Zaroon guard starts to approach, just kind of curious about the whole situation. There's some yelling back and forth.
I will intercept him.
You,
No.
Alex, would you rather have me intercept and have you do the talking here?
Would I rather have Turlon talk to a cop? No, I would not.
Wait.
My deception and diplomacy is very high.
Felix is the only one who has noticed.
You're on the run. You're on the run right now.
Oh,
So
It should be John. It should be John.
John, can you go talk to that guy really quick so he doesn't come over here?
huh? Ooh.
That guy right over there. I'm not gonna turn and look at him, but like that, the guard
You
is staring at us
see
right now.
you
'cause
see
he's
a guard
just
start-
shouting.
is like maybe 20 feet away.
Can you like
You're
go,
causing
bro?
all this trouble for us, man. I'm seriously gonna lose on you on this street. You're about to be dead.
I turned towards the guard, kind of slowly.
Mm-hmm.
Can I do an intimidation check just based off that, like,
Oh my god.
Okay.
turn?
Slow
Just
turn.
Slow turn. Okay, yeah, go for an intimidation
The
check.
biggest guy he's ever seen in his life just turns
Not
and
even
looks
like
at us.
intentionally intimidating, just kind of like vibes.
Large.
This is how he normally turns to look at people.
Silence of the Lamb's turn.
Oh wait, I don't
say,
think I can even do that because it has to be within combat.
like a
Make
feat
an
of some
intimidation
kind.
check.
It's a feat where it's I
Intimidating
can demoralize
prowess.
the glare and
You can
raging
demoralize out
intimidation.
in combat for what it's worth.
Yeah, I
Okay.
think you can.
Okay, I can demoralize with a mere glare. Yeah.
Let me look up something.
Well, I was mainly using the visual trait for intimidation, which I think is still possible. So
Yeah, no.
Yeah, if you have intimidating glare, it doesn't require sound.
okay, settled then. I rolled an 18.
Then I'll say to answer y'all's question about the Dark One, his eyebrows are still down, and he says, "You are an imposter." He's looking at you, Vita. He says, "You're an imposter. You have the color skin. You must have it painted on
We're
or
gonna
something if you
turn
didn't come
this
from the Dark."
freaking guy into paste.
It's not painted on, man. I look like this. You look like this. You're being the crazy one here on this street. Who's? Okay, I'm gonna whip out something.
I'm gonna try to like put my hand up. I'm not even trying to touch it. I'm
No,
like,
let him cook.
I just like put my hand up. Like,
I'll say,
Once he
John,
got stewing.
the person keeps approaching you. It doesn't seem like he's intimidated, but he is looking
No.
directly at you, John, since you've turned around to look at him.
Oh right, I'm a fugitive.
I'm gonna turn to try to turn to this guy. Did we say? Oh yeah, he said he doesn't know. Nameless guy, purple freak,
Yeah, purple
and
halfling, yeah.
purple freak, and
Mhm.
I will say, his skin is definitely purple. He's not an imposter. Considering that you don't know your own name, I don't think it's fair to assume that just because he does not know what the Dark One is, that he is some sort of imposter. People can have memory loss. Why don't you just tell us what this whole Dark One is?
I'll say, I'll get to his response in a second. John, the guard has now approached you, and you're maybe about like 5-10 feet away from the group. But you just kind of hear a little bit of a yelling match, a heated
right.
argument behind you. The guard approaches
go.
and you say, "Is there anything that's wrong here?"
Nah, we're all right.
Says, "Do you know this person?"
That guy? And I like thumb over to the purple dude.
Says, "Yes, I noticed that he was just sitting, and then all of a sudden there was some yelling, and I looked over, and you're having this altercation."
Yeah, the purple guys are brothers.
Says, "Well,"
That's good.
he kind of
Almost racist.
give me a society check. Give me a society or diplomacy check.
One's clearly a halfling and the other one is clearly an elf.
Sumia is a strange place, man.
Yeah, dude.
It could happen
What's
anywhere.
so-
It could happen in Sumia.
Society check? Okay.
Diplomacy, sir.
Oh, diplomacy.
We'll take the same roll. The 5.
Okay, yeah, so 20. Well, I have +5 to society, and I rolled a 5, so it's a 10.
I'll say, nod his head a little bit. He still looks a little bit suspicious. Eyes squint a little bit, but he says, "All right, well, please try and calm them down. It's disturbing
Yeah.
the peace around here."
I'm sorry. We'll keep it quiet. I apologize.
Just so excited for 100's sake.
You
that
excited
way-
for Hunter's Day?
he's
How are you?
starting.
How are
He's
you
starting to
doing?
back up a little bit. He says, "Yes, I'll be on duty, so
All
I
right.
have to
Do
work."
you know
that day."
anything about? Actually, never mind.
He's kind of walking back. We'll switch over to you're trying to give me a diplomacy check with
Trying to defuse the situation.
yeah, trying to diffuse the situation. A diplomacy check. See if you can calm down this guy.
Oh my god. Okay, wait. I was looking at someone else's roll. Just kidding. 21.
Oh my
I saw.
god!
I have a plus. I'm plus 12, and I saw 13, and I thought it was mine, and I was like,
Mhm.
"Nat one, you kidding me?"
You
Yeah, 21.
kidding me? He looks at you and he says, I don't know how he could have forgotten. I haven't forgotten. I've forgotten all. I remember all my conversations with the Dark One. And he looks at you, Vita. And
But
he
you don't
says,
remember your name?
And he looks at you, Felix, and he says, it was many, many, many. I don't know how long ago that I had a name. It doesn't matter now. I don't need a name.
All
He
right,
looks at you, Vita.
I'm so done this shit today, dude. I'm pushing this guy on the ground. I push him on the ground.
Okay. Yeah.
I will not try to actually stop Vita in any physical manner, but I will put my hand out.
Okay, give me a athletics
How
check.
long has this fucker been dead?
Oh, so close. Okay. I would have pushed him in the next stratosphere, dude.
Oh.
Still pretty
Also-
good.
I'll say
Just
easily.
push him to the
I'll say
bottom of the
easily.
crust.
You just push him over, and
I'm just gonna
onto
get
the
on him.
ground.
I'm just gonna. I'm
No.
putting Rogue's ball just right on his face.
Okay. Make an attack roll for me.
Okay.
I'll walk up, and if Vita does it again, I'm gonna stop him.
Wow.
That one.
Oh no.
Critical fumble deck.
Critical fumble deck. This is a melee attack.
Breaks your arm.
You're off guard
I'm off
until the
guard.
end of your next turn. I'll say.
Suppose it makes it easy
that-
for me to tear him off with this guy.
Yeah.
I'll say that you're angry, you're frustrated with this dude, and so you go down. But he's small and he's quick, so you get pushed down.
Yeah, you
get
want
on
to play
top of
fucking
him.
games, man? I'm tired of this shit, dude. I'm tired of this shit.
He starts scooting back, and you miss just in between his legs with your ball.
Can I?
I'm gonna hold Vita back if no one.
Can I? I was gonna say I go over to Vita and I step in between him and little guy and go, "Whoa, man, whoa!
I'll handle a little guy.
Think about where we are, man. We're already almost in trouble here.
I don't know where we are. We're in a fucking desert.
Think about where we
Fucked
are.
up shit's just going
around,
all the
look
time.
how
I'm
many
sick of it.
people are around you, man. Calm
Little-
down.
Whatever.
Little guy starts running away. I'll say purple guy
Oh
starts
my
just
God.
kind of sprinting it away towards this direction,
Yeah, it's
towards the door.
pretty reasonable.
Shit.
Starts
that was
running away. Does anybody do anything to try and
Does
stop him?
anyone? Yeah, I'm gonna do something if nobody tries to go after him.
Are you
Okay.
gonna kill him?
I'll hold you. I'm gonna hold you back.
Because
I'll-
I can chase him as like as a desert cat or something. I can turn into an animal and chase him, but that's
He's a-
not
this-
like good.
yeah.
I'm gonna
this-
I'm gonna tell Alden you should probably hide, man. Just for a
Yeah, I
little
think
bit.
I'm gonna go. I think actually, you know what? Russ, John, you haven't seen me do this before, right?
I don't
Alright,
even know
cool.
you're. Yeah.
I'm gonna turn into a little desert mouse.
Okay.
Just get that guy. Just get the guy. Like
I'll
that's what I'll
say,
just say.
I'll say, Felix, based off your passive perception, I'll say you notice that there's in the distance like 2 or 3 more of guard. You can still do exactly what you're doing. No one's close to you, but I'm just saying that is what you notice. If that changes
Let's
your
see.
decision at all.
Oh shit. Are they looking at us? Will they see me if I do? They will obviously see me if I do my
They seem to be drawing attention towards the whole fiasco. Maybe not you directly. You don't seem to be part of it. It's more so
Okay,
Vita
okay.
and the little guy.
I'm gonna go. I'll say I'm gonna go get him just so I can at least be away from here. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm gonna
Just don't let him get away.
I'm gonna go with him,
All right.
and I'm
raise
gonna
the-
fucking sprint as quickly as possible after the
Just-
little purple guy.
Okay.
I'll
I
stay
got.
here with Vita.
Guess
Don't
I'll
stop
also.
my fucking cloak.
Sprint.
What was that?
Not a great look, but okay.
Me?
Yeah, what do you want to do first? Me and Vita talking or them sprinting?
Yeah, which one?
Sprinting first. I'll say you turn in. Do you turn into
No, because
little
they're
mouse.
paying attention to me and they're going to be like, we're looking for a guy who can turn into animals. So I'm not going to turn into an animal.
Oh, Sag.
Sad. I know
So-
exactly what animal I'd turn into, though.
So, John, you're sprinting after Felix. Are you following as well?
Yes.
Okay, so I'll say y'all are running and sprinting. You are certainly faster than a halfling, and it looks like he's just running just towards this direction. Just
Get him.
just sprint after, and you are able to catch him. It is just a question of, I'll say, give me athletics checks, both of you, just to see who gets to him first.
Holy shit. Holy
Nice.
fuck.
Well, let's just see. I rolled a 1.
Completely chasmed.
5. Yeah.
Holy fuck.
I'll say
There's
John
like
just
when a
locomotive.
The
You know
sand is
how,
just blasting up
I was
in the
gonna
air.
say it's like when a motorboat blasts up water. It's just like a big plume of dust being.
Mhm.
What the fuck?
It's like
What is this guy?
the guy from Cloudy with a Chance of Meatballs, the cop.
Oh, yeah.
Just sprint, and I'll say, a good like 20 feet ahead of Felix. You catch up with the halfling, not too far away, maybe like a couple hundred feet away from where the altercation took place. Do you catch up to him? What do you do, John?
I say, I just grab him.
Yeah.
I'll say based off
The
of your
rest,
nat
baby.
20. I'll say based off of your nat 20, you don't need to roll again. I'll say you can just easily grab him by the back of the shirt. And he looks
I
up
say,
at you.
dude,
He says,
hey,
I'm sorry. Don't hurt me. Don't hurt me.
stop,
Don't hurt me.
man, stop. We just want to talk to you. Things got a little out of control. We just want to talk.
He says, he's not real. He's not real. He's not like me. He's
All
not
right.
like me.
Chill out, brother. Chill.
All right. So okay, we can't just keep calling you. I'll catch up eventually. We can't just keep calling you little purple guy. So what are we going to call you? What do you want to be called?
I'm still holding him, by the way.
Yeah.
I'll say,
It's been 100 days. You have to have chosen a name for yourself by
He
now.
says-
There's no
he
way
s-
you haven't.
he says, I don't have a name for him, so let me think.
What's an object? What's an object within 50 feet of me? It's the first thing I see.
Vine.
You probably see a vine. You probably
Okay,
see.
we're calling you Vines. All right, Vines?
He says, he nods. He's nodding
Yeah,
along.
okay.
He's looking at just this
important to have a
massive
name.
dude in front of him, holding him up. He's just, vines is fine.
All right.
Please let me go.
So, Vines, if my friend here puts you down, are you going to run away?
He says, I was thinking about it.
I need you to not do that, okay?
Just walk with us back to where we came from.
We don't actually, no, we don't even have to walk you back to him. We just need you to answer some questions, okay?
Okay.
In a calm, chill demeanor.
He says,
Are you capable of doing this, Vine?
He's nodding. He said, yes, I could do that. I could do that.
Okay, because you're really not giving me calm and chill vibes right now, okay?
You want a drink, man? Can I get you some
You got
water?
some, you want some water?
He's nodding his head just furiously to everything you
All
say.
right, I'm gonna put you down here.
Okay. He comes down.
Then I
He's,
pull
he's
up-
not running.
I pull out my water sack and hand it to him.
I'll say he chugs from it for a little bit longer than you were expecting. I'll say.
I guess he
Damn.
was tired.
Yeah, it's hot out here. All right, Vines. So, ignore our friend back there. Doesn't matter if he's fake. Doesn't matter if he's real. All right, John and I. His name's John. My name's Alden. We're curious about you. Okay.
And the dark one. That's what you were asking
Yeah.
about.
Yeah, and him too.
Well, to be honest, I don't know what he is or who he is. I just know it's a voice, and when I get near him, it's this overwhelming dark presence. He told me he was going to send me back to the real world. He said he was going to send me back to Sumia, and that's all I ever wanted. And so he
Okay.
gave me everything he wanted, but... And he looks at his hands. But now I look like this, and I don't remember my life before. I don't know what I was before.
Okay. So what did he want you to do?
He said to look for others that he sends. He said he was going to send more.
Okay. Did he tell you what to do when you found others?
He said just to look. He said he would send a sign. I just wanted to be back here. I'm sorry. I thought
No.
I thought I could
I don't know what
talk
you're
about the dog.
apologizing for, man.
I thought I could
I don't know
talk
what
to
you're apologizing
I thought I could talk to the other one and
Okay. The
connect
other
with
one
him,
is
but he doesn't want that.
He's a little angry right now.
he's having a rough
Uh,
one apparently. We all are, honestly. It's been
I
a,
think he's
it's been a
he's
really
just
wild
tired.
couple days. Yeah.
Do you happen to have a little bird, like a little paper bird?
Or just like a little thing that talks to you
Yeah.
since you got back.
He's shaking his head. He says, "No, I don't.
Uh,
I don't have that."
well, what are you doing now?
He says, I was in the middle of the desert, within the middle of the dunes, and I happened upon this city, and I've been looking for others like me, and well, he kind of looks over in the direction of where Vita would be, and it looks like I'm gonna have to keep looking.
Well, Alden,
No, you go ahead.
I don't have. Well,
Oh.
you just got beamed back from? You just were, I don't know, put back in the middle of the world, in the middle of the desert.
He
Did
just
you have
nods his head,
clothes? So okay. All right, Vines. So
shakes his head.
Bro really showed up naked in the middle of the city,
yeah.
completely
Ooh,
purple.
public
It's
indecency.
like the worst prank ever.
All right, Vines. So it sounds like you died some unknown amount of time ago, and then you were brought back like 100 days ago.
I don't think I died.
Vines, you really. I'm doing my best here, man. You're not really giving me a lot.
Yeah, you're kind of.
What do you mean you don't think you died? You said that all you
I
wanted
don't
was
remember
hold on.
dying.
Shut the fuck up, Vines. I'm sorry. That actually pissed me off a little bit. I won't even lie to you right now. Okay, I'm not gonna do anything.
Relax,
But
man.
that-
We just.
Sorry.
Well-
You're right. I'm sorry. Okay, so you said you want to get back to Sumia, and a dark voice, disembodied dark voice, with an overwhelming presence in your mind, said, "I will return you to Sumia." And then you just appeared in the middle of the desert with purple skin and no memory of anything about yourself, and you don't think that you died and got brought back?
He says, "No, I don't. I just don't remember dying. But you. It sounds like maybe I died, but it didn't. I don't remember being painful."
Yeah. That's good. That's a good thing, not remembering. That's a very unpleasant experience, being dead and dying.
Do you know?
Don't ask about that. So, yeah. When you
do you
woke
think
up,
someone painted you purple?
He
Yeah, it'd be
shakes
like
his head. He
tried
says,
to-
"No, I've tried to wash it off. It doesn't come off."
All right, just making sure. Sorry, that was insensitive of me.
so yeah, when you were in the desert, what did you wake up with? Do you remember?
Like he kind of feels himself like on me.
Do you have any
Yeah,
weird?
like-
Oh, I know. Do you have any weird marks on you?
Oh yeah, that's a good one.
He looks around. He says, "No, just my skin being different. That's all I."
Do you have any weird powers now?
He says, "None that I know of. I wish I did."
Maybe you need to be put in like a dangerous situation for your powers to activate. And then I'm gonna feint a punch at him.
You asshole.
Roll.
You know, it's fair. This guy kind of sucks. I don't like
Roll,
Vines.
roll a performance check for me.
Failing, you accidentally clock this guy in the face.
Oh,
No. No.
Vines is dead. Instantly dead.
John, roll attack damage for
Yeah.
me, please.
Isn't fist damage like 1d4?
Yeah, and you
What
do your
is
do your
John's stat?
damage of an unarmed attack for me, John.
Okay, it's just 1d4.
+4.
Max damage. Johnny's magic rolls. What the hell?
Oh my god.
You just punch him in the face.
you find out.
How's it even possible? Because I'm just like, oh, I
You commit
guess,
to
yeah.
it too hard. You commit
Yeah.
to it too hard.
Too hard. You want it. You feel yourself. You need to get a little close to really scare him, and you just get a little too close, and you're not able to pull back in time.
For whatever reason, his reaction is to move forward into your fist.
Exactly, and you feel a connection, and now you see vines now just laying on the ground. Just
You fucking boomed him, dude.
Oh,
John, I think we
shit.
should. John, I think we should leave. I think we should
Oh
leave
man,
right
I'm
now.
so sorry about that. Oh man. Yeah, you can go back. I feel bad. I feel bad.
He starts kind of moving back away, and it looks like he's about to go and run. Keep running.
Oh
Go.
man, I can't. I can't. I didn't mean to do that.
All right, I'll say we'll switch over to Turlon and Vita. Felix and
That's the
John have
funniest
started
NPC interaction
Yeah.
I've ever had.
sprinted after this Vines character.
This dude came upon the wrong group of people, man, on the
No.
wrong day.
Yeah.
No.
Shortly
Vine's
after,
no good, very bad day.
Mhm.
Shortly after, maybe like a minute after they walk away, just sort of standing there in silence
Mhm.
for a minute, I'll turn to you, Vita, and I'll just say, "That surprised me. I've never
Just
seen you act
staring.
like that.
Just staring at the ground.
I mean,
This
you
place-
normally flinch when I suggest hurting someone."
This place is just fucked up, man. Just trust me. We need to get out of here.
I find myself thinking the same thing. I don't like it here. I hope they find something else out about that purple freak.
Yeah, I don't know. He just was making up a bunch of shit. It's just
It's got to be
nothing here is
connected.
good.
It's got to be connected, though, right? I mean,
I
I
don't
don't
know.
think he doesn't have any reason to make any of this up.
I don't know anything
But
about a
it's
dark
more likely
lord.
that he's delusioned than anything else.
Yeah, maybe. I just feel like this place is messing with us.
Were you going to keep beating him?
Yeah, probably until he told me what he knew.
It works sometimes.
Yeah, I'm ready just to go to this hotel and kill whatever this monster is and leave. We need to get out of here.
How's Ori acting right now?
I'll say not even a perception check. Ori is facing away from Vita right now,
What a diva.
floating where he normally is, but just
Do you
facing the
mind
other
if I
way.
ask Ori a question, Vita?
So sassy.
Yeah, go for it.
Ori, do you know anything about any of this? Dark One, false idols, being sent back.
Roll a diplomacy check for me, Trellon.
Yep.
Yep. Big
I rolled
ups.
2 plus 12 is 14. You know what? I'll use my hero point. It can't get much worse.
Let's
Yeah.
go.
It can get one worse. Be
Or
crazy if
get
it was.
twice as good.
Fuck
That
yeah.
would be pretty good. I'll say Ori kind of half turns to you, Turlon, and says, I'm not allowed to say.
What?
I like look to you, Vita. What does that mean?
I just look straight at Ori. I just say, what? Do you know what he's talking about?
Because I remember what Sulan said. He's looking now at you, Vita.
I hear that, right?
Yes.
Okay.
This time you hear it.
What is... What? She said, I don't even know. She said, just don't do anything dangerous. I'm sitting here on the ground. This was some little dude.
I mean, it was I it was risky to beat up that man just after the guard came.
Whatever. I got stuff for the guard. Ori
Who's
knows
Su-
that too.
Who's Sulam?
I don't know. He won't tell me. Big lady I dreamed about one time, and then now he brings it up every single time anything happens.
I mean, Vita, if you don't remember the Sulan character, do you think it's possible you don't remember being sent back?
I don't think I was sent from anywhere. I mean,
I mean, you could have been sent back before the last era change. It's not been very long, Vita. Do you know much about what you were doing before the era changed?
Do I? Can I roll or something?
Yeah. Roll. Roll a religion check.
Great.
All you know is that you know just as much before or after the era's change. You don't remember anything before the era change.
Yeah, okay. No.
No, you didn't keep any journals? I mean, I didn't keep many either. I had some that helped
No.
me figure it out.
I didn't even know people did journals until like 3 days ago.
Huh.
But I guess that's possible. It's just whatever this guy's saying is just what are we gonna do about a dark one? What does that even mean? There's just
Sure, I agree.
I don't
Well,
know.
clearly, I mean, there's always a chance it's related to you, Ori, Sulan, whoever that is. You know, it could all be related.
I don't want to know any of that shit. That all it is just the worst thing ever, or they just say, it's too dangerous. We can't tell you anything. I don't even know what this thing is. He just floats around me all the time.
I'll say,
Why, Ori?
yeah.
Why can't you give him any more details?
I'll say, Turlon, you remember now, as you're asking that question, you do know it. You've heard Sulan before. You know that there is a. You don't know if it's the same, but you know that there's a Sulan, goddess of moons. You are aware of that deity.
Certainly, and am I aware of whether or not that deity has been referred to as the Dark One?
No. You've never heard that, no.
I said I'm unclear, or I know I haven't heard that.
You know that you haven't heard that. You've never heard the Dark One in reference to any deity.
I mean, Sulan is a god, goddess.
Okay.
And I turn to Ori, waiting for a response, having asked why you can't share any more details.
It kind of looks to you, Turlon, and kind of looks to you, Vita, as if waiting for you to say something.
I'm just staring daggers at Ori. Answer them.
Because I can't. Because Sulan told me not to.
Okay. Sulan's not here. I don't know. Okay. So we're never going to get anywhere with this thing. I think we just need to leave. He's not going to help us. He's just going to lead us into more danger.
The Purple Freak? Or Ori?
Ori. Both of them. Anything with any of this.
I hope they get more information from that man.
So do I, but
Well,
I doubt it.
after Hundreds Day, you can always go ask the archives.
I'm not going back there ever again.
I thought we were going to go back there after Hundreds Day to get more information. We need the extra heads if we can.
You'll have to. I don't think any of us should go in there again.
Why? It's useful information.
That's just what it seems like. There's stuff in there I can't explain. It's not good for us.
Okay, I do feel like I'm at this point
Yeah,
able to ask this. Did something happen to you in there, Vita?
No. Just a feeling.
One moment.
I'll roll a deception check.
Roll a deception check. You go for it.
DC 22.
Yeah, 22 is the DC. That's fucking crazy.
Well, that matches your voice acted
I
response.
know. Yeah.
Nope.
No, that fits.
Okay, I have to
crazy.
think for a second how to react to that.
I was so hoping to roll low on that. Thank God.
I took a
Most
while.
obvious lie ever.
I took a
No.
while to process that, me the player, but even the character takes maybe a second looking at you after you say no. And I look at you, Vida, you're lying. What happened?
I can't.
Vida, we're all in this together. I mean, look, if something happened to you in there, and all of a sudden now this purple-skinned halfling appears out of nowhere, all while we're dealing with all of these mysteries. I mean,
know.
you asked about something related to our case. I mean, what happened? Did you learn something that's going to aid us that you can't tell us?
I know we're on the same side. I just need. I have to figure out. I need to think about it more. I just know it's not good for us. We need to leave this place. That's what I think. I think we need to figure this thing out. I think something is bad is going to happen to one of us here. I need to think about it more, and then we can talk about it.
You or us?
All of us.
I like squint my eyes a little bit. All right. If something so serious is going to happen, is it even worth staying here?
I don't know. I don't know if what this monster thing is, or if it's related to anything, but I just know we can't go in the archives again. We can all talk about it after I think about it a little more.
It's going to take a lot of work convincing the other two. I mean, I admit I'm not completely convinced either.
I'll be able to convince them, but we gotta just trust me. We're not safe here. None of us.
At this point, I think like I'm uncomfortable now. Like not with Vita, but just like with how certain Vita is about how unsafe we are. I like kind of like I don't even feel like know if I need to roll for anything, but I feel like my rock, like the stone, I grab onto it and I just kind of like look around over my shoulder with like a heightened sense of concern and awareness, just kind of like peeking around for whatever threat Vita seems to be alluding to.
And as you're looking around, I'll say that you see John now approaching, and I'll say we can role play this out a little bit. Felix, you turn into a little mouse.
I turn into a desert mouse.
A little desert mouse.
I tell John, I'm like, all right, I'm going to turn into a mouse because I can do that. Because I don't want the
Alright.
guards to see me.
All right.
So just, I'm going
Here.
to hide in like,
When you turn, I know where to put you.
where are you going to put me before you do that?
Don't worry, it's safe. It's the hardest thing on my body.
Okay. Sure. I transform into a little mouse.
And I scoop him up and then slip him into my helmet, like in the beak.
Breathe on.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, sure, yeah.
Yeah, sure, dude.
Sure, man.
You know what?
it-
Hell yeah.
It's
Why
actually
not?
kind of cold in there, all things considered.
I'll say
Chill.
through
I'm actually-
through the slits of light. What does Felix see of your face, John?
Just a mustache, like a big bushy mustache.
Big bushy mustache. Awesome.
Do you even taking notes?
Well, you see John walking back towards you as you're looking over your shoulder.
Where's Felix? Is he with the
Turtle.
guy?
You
Uh,
don't see Felix, yeah. But yeah, you go.
Yeah, he's in
Alden,
here.
I say Alden.
Bing, bing,
Mhm.
bing, bing.
Why?
He just wants to hide to be sure. Wasn't sure how things were going on over here.
And I shoot a glance at Turlon.
Yeah,
Big
that
ol'
guy was
squeak.
useless. I accidentally punched him, but he said something along the lines
Accidentally
of
punched him?
what?
How did you accidentally punch someone?
It's a long story. Anyway,
Is he okay?
I let him go after that. He wasn't really much help, to be honest. He had no memory of anything he was. Really no explanation for why he was here. He just kept saying that he was speaking to somebody called the Dark One, and he was in a different realm, and he'd do anything to go back to Sumia, and was instructed by whoever he was talking to upon his return to Sumia that he'd look for people like him. He'd be sending more back, so he said he'd been here for about 100 days, I guess. I don't know, Vita, how old you are, but
Wait, Vita's like confused. So he wanted to send me back?
no, he
That's-
said other people like him
Yeah,
were
so
being
like
sent
me.
back,
Oh,
like
okay,
to
okay,
Sumia,
okay. I
assumedly.
see.
From
I see.
somewhere.
I'm sure wherever Alden is, he might be able to explain it better.
Okay. Well, yeah. I
Make
figured
a little
that's as
squeak
much.
noise.
You
That's as
radiate
much.
from the
Yeah,
helmet.
from the beak.
Yeah.
I think we should find someplace private and talk.
Okay.
Let's go get to that alchemy. Let's go get that. Go to the alchemy store and then get to the Greenway.
Is there an
Yeah.
alchemist in the central hub?
We knew one in the Weaver district. That's where we were directed.
Yeah, Weaver.
Yeah, I'm sure.
district.
Oh,
Ooh,
come
wee.
on.
That was good, guys.
All
Good
right.
job, guys.
I'm glad that happened. I'm really glad that happened.
That happened.
All right. As you all
Can you make
are...
the like just the thumbnail for today, like the blue album, but with all of us in it?
Exactly.
I'll
I'll take some
purple
screenshots from
album.
the screenshots of the thing. I'll say because you all are traveling back through the central hub, you heard from the museum lady that there's crosswalks throughout, and so you find one that you're able to cross without having to make any rules. You make it to the Weavers district. I'll say through asking around to people, we don't have to roleplay this just because it's probably fucking hundreds of them throughout the Weaver district. You find a place where, based off of the potions that you have, Turlon, you would be able to commission a short-term memory potion. You have two, right? Let me see. I know you wrote it in your thing. Yeah, short-term memory and long-term memory loss. Short-term memory loss, I'd say you could commission a potion for about 2 gold each, whereas long-term memory loss, it would be about a 10 gold each.
You're muted.
I'm gonna get 2 long terms.
You're gonna get
How
2
much is
long
long term?
One short term.
Was 10 each.
Only 10 gold.
Mm-hmm.
That's fucking crazy. They cured Alzheimer's.
How fast do they come?
I'll say
2 minutes.
they luckily have all the ingredients. If you wanted to order more, the guy was kind of like, "Oh, I don't know if we can do that," but they have all the ingredients, fermented shit and all that, for just that amount. So probably in about 20 minutes, and I'd say with all this travel that you're doing, it probably is around like 7 p.m.
Okay.
at this point. So the sun has set. It's a little bit dusk. I'll say that the lights that are on the vines you can kind of see much more prevalently now as it's getting a little bit darker. The vines around you look a lot more ominous as they're not lit up in the sun. Kind of just see them against the dark silhouette, against a light background. Just absolutely massive structures around you. So how many do you get? You get 2 long-term?
2 long term, 1 short term.
Okay, then subtract 22 gold from yourself.
Yep.
And now you have 2 long-term, 1 short-term. I can give those to you later if you don't use them. But y'all are heading to the Greenway Resort, is the plan?
Yep.
Yes,
Cool.
sir.
I'll say after about another 30 minutes of travel, you kind of travel upwards. I'll say that as you're traveling throughout this entire journey, you're seeing some of the high priest towers, which are these almost like Washington Monument kind of shaped buildings that kind of have spikes on the side of them, are a little bit more spikier than the Washington Monument, as they're going like 500 feet tall. And then you see the superior towers, which appear to be much more star-shaped, which you can see on the map. But as you all are traveling to the Greenway Resort, as you are getting closer and closer, you're noticing that it's getting a little bit windier as you're traveling more and more towards the Sea of Replenishment. As you're getting more northward, as you're traveling through the Greenway District, you will notice that the decorations that are out look a lot more convoluted, a lot more elaborate, a lot more, dare I say, expensive. It seems to be, while there still are lots of vines here, or the same similar shape of the vines, the structures on the outside of them seem a lot more deliberate, a lot more ornate in nature. It's not just like a wooden ladder or like a wooden, structure going between the two. It looks like a lot more deliberately built and a lot nicer in the Greenway District, which kind of tracks with everything you've heard before. It's certainly the nicer area of Awade. And as you start to approach the Greenway Resort, you notice that a lot of the vines around, you kind of see signs and people. It looks like a lot more people are in more garb. It's probably around like 70 degrees out, even though it's starting to get on the cooler side. It was pretty hot before, and I'll say people are kind of wearing more beachy garb, I guess. Like, a little bit more skin showing. It seems like, more people are tanner here. It looks like a lot less business folk and like, working class folk, and a lot more highfalutin people. And I'll say on the map, it's kind of far down, but towards the Superior Tower that's kind of south of the Greenway, above the Weaver's text on the map, this kind of star here, I'll say that as soon as you kind of pass this point, Turlon, that pain that you had felt in your head when you were close to the central hub, as you start to get closer, you start to notice it a little bit more. It starts before you reach this tower. It's just a twinge or two, just right in the center of your forehead. But as you start to get closer, it's almost, I'll say the frequency of the pain. Before it was every 30 seconds, but then it gets to every 10 seconds, just this sharp little pain in your head. And as you're getting closer and closer to the Greenway Resort, I'll say it starts to get to a frequency that it's almost constant. Like, I'll say whatever you feel right now in terms of your sickness is starting to kind of be how Turlon starts to feel, just within the center point of their head. Just this.
Steven, your storytelling is so good, it immerses me in sickness.
They just have this constant, like, it's not like overbearing where like, oh, they have to feel it, but like, we've all had headaches, right? It's just this constant just pressure right in the middle
Once it gets to being
the
like
forehead.
constant, I'm gonna like have us like stop for a second and call out that feeling I felt in my head, the pain when we walked near the Greenway last time. It's just getting stronger and stronger.
Is that because of that stone?
Probably.
Can I hold it,
No.
please?
No.
I want to see what happens if I
We
hold it.
can't. He won't let us. He
Has it
won't
been
let
10
us.
minutes, by the way, Stephen? Because I would have to transform back into
Yeah.
a person.
Is
inside
it
my
inside
house.
the helmet?
I'll
I'm
say,
gonna look at you like
I'll say you'll
very-
know the timing.
I would fucking hope so.
You're not. I'm not going to give it to you. You're not going to get me to say yes to taking it.
Yeah, John, it's this
Alright.
whole thing.
All right.
I'm telling you, John, we need to take it.
No, you don't.
I mean, if it's gonna kill him, I'm more inclined to agree, but I'm still
I find
I'm
it
still
likely
not
if
ready
they
to
could, you
do
would be the
that.
one dying, not me.
Yeah, see, John, it's like
Oh,
I'll tell
I
you about it.
see. I'll
Yeah.
talk about it over a drink maybe later or
Yeah.
something.
Yeah. They got bars in these hotels?
As you
Let's hope so.
yeah, as you start to get a little bit closer, let me make a
Also, I need a break to get more decongestant because I'm
sure.
losing
Let's
it.
He's
Yeah.
congested.
take a
Go
take a,
decongest that shit, man.
take a nice little 5
Get
minute
it
break
all
real
out
quick.
of you.
It's in the game too.
As you all approach the vine that is on the shore of the sea replenishment, that is the Greenway Resort. All the other vines around here, it looks like the vines that are along the edge, kind of like one of you all have been to like Virginia Beach or just any beach, right? Where there's just a whole bunch of hotels along the edge. It seems like every vine that's kind of near the sea replenishment is advertising some kind of resort or, excursions or, something related to the fact that it's right next to the sea replenishment. And I'll say, as you start approaching the vine that you know to be the Greenway Resort based off of just directions and asking around, this, as you look up, it appears to be one of the taller vines out of the ones around. It's still, all the vines around you are massive, but this one's probably easily like 3,000 feet tall just with its absolute scale and kind of tapers off towards the top. And as you start to approach what you can only imagine to be the Greenway Resort, you see as you're kind of getting closer and closer, it appears that there are a bunch of people you can kind of see from a distance that are wearing, you see two different kind of kinds of people, I'll say, two different garbs. One of them are wearing these very almost brownish orange robes that are kind of tied off at the waist, and it looks like they are the workers of the Greenway Resort. They look to be helping people with bags. They're talking to people. It looks like they are more of the workers of the Greenway Resort. And as you're also approaching, you notice some people meandering around wearing these robes that are kind of striped with these wavy stripes of both this light blue and also this light orange. So it's a light blue and a light orange kind of striped robes. And they appear to be more of the, exactly, Delfino Plaza, as they seem to be more of the, you can tell in their faces and their demeanor, they appear to have more of a gravitas to them. They look, have some wealth to them. It looks like they're walking to this place and they deserve to be in this place. Whereas the other people kind of have this demeanor of, I am working here, I want to please you. I want to, make sure that I'm getting everything, I'm providing everything that I can. So as you're kind of approaching, as a group, one of the people wearing the kind of dark orange robes approaches and says, are there any bags? Are you checking into the resort? Are there any bags that I can help with?
No, there's no bags
And they say,
aside from what we got.
are you sure? We'll
guys-
be
You
happy
guys
to
don't have
carry it.
bags, right?
We're not staying long. I have no bags.
I don't
Yeah.
have anything.
Fuck. What did Ross tell us what name the room would be under? Did Ross handle all of the logistics for us?
I'm sure you could just say it's with Ross.
Yeah, that so far they haven't asked about that, but yes, yeah, you'd imagine that Sir Ross
We're the
handled the
Bane
logistics.
Breakers, the secret society.
They kind of say, well, we'll go on in, and if you're here to check in or just check out the resort, please, someone will absolutely help you at one of the desks in there. And as you walk within the vine, suddenly this just absolutely massive room lays out in front of you. It's probably about 30 feet tall, and goes back the entire distance of the interior of this vine. So very similarly
crazy.
to
Jesus.
similarly to the archives, where it was kind of this interior where it's this almost fleshy. Yeah, it's like 1,000 feet long. It's almost difficult.
Oh,
to see
hang on.
the
I
other
left my
edge of it.
coat at the other side of the plaza. I'll be right back.
As you enter this room, you see that there are lots and lots of people meandering in those striped robes. They appear to be kind of just residents of the resort, or just people staying at the resort. There are people carrying bags. There's not a lot of commotion, but it seems like more controlled chaos in here, where anyone that is looking for help is absolutely able to get it as quick as possible. This seems like a very nice resort. I'll say that. Unless you all think otherwise, none of you have ever been to a resort. I mean, maybe period, but especially quite like this in terms of it seems like everything is provided for these people. It's very high end, very highfalutin, all inclusive is the best way to put it. And so you find, you go.
I say while we're, I presume we're like kind of like walking in.
Mm-hmm.
I presume we're all kind of like wandering around. I'm going to kind of like try to get not alone, but like get on one side of Felix while like Vita's on the other.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm going to whisper in his ear, and I'm not going to whisper, I'm just going to say it out loud, but pretend I'm whispering.
Yep.
I say, Vita saw something inside the archives that he doesn't want us to tell us about. He's lying about it. And it seems very serious, and we should talk about it.
Okay. With him, or?
I don't know.
Okay.
Maybe.
That picture of Alden at the Christmas party. Nobody wants to see.
An embarrassing picture of
Oh,
Alden at the
Christmas
Christmas party.
Just a
That
picture
episode
of his.
pissed me off. Sorry.
Me too. It's just a picture of his corpse.
He died at the Christmas party too.
Yep.
Ooh.
Okay.
Anyway, that's all I have to say. That was just a quick little
Mm-hmm.
thing.
To the side.
Cool.
I get it. As you all walk within, you find a desk that appears to be open, and there's appears to be a woman wearing these same worker robes as before. She says, "Hi, are you all here to check in to the resort?"
Yeah, we're here. I think the name is Sir Ross.
And she says, "Sir Ross, okay." And she kind of looks and she says, with the vein breakers, yes? She kind of looks to you all.
That's us.
Do we know? Oh, I was going to say, do we know if we're supposed to deny that in public?
They got a big hole in the middle of the city. People probably know.
Yeah, they probably know about that.
I figure I saw it.
It's
John,
like if you. Yeah.
And John said yes, and you all, she says, "So I take it that you all are Alden, Vita, Turlon, and John, yes?"
Yes.
Yep.
He says, "Well, fantastic. Let's get you all checked in. I'll go through everything, and then I'd imagine since you all are the vein breakers, you may have some questions."
I love role playing.
I know that you all have been. I know you all have been here before. Your group has been here before to ask questions. We'll absolutely answer everything that we can.
Yeah, we'll get settled, then we'll ask some questions. You're muted.
I just said we're not focused on that right now. At the same time, Alden was saying something, or sorry, John was saying something.
Mm-hmm. She says, "Well," and she kind of takes out these, what looks like these bracelets that kind of have this bright orange stone in the middle of them. They look like these metal bracelets. And she says, "If you all could give me your arms here, please. These are your bracelets that, if you could keep them on for the duration of your stay. It's how you're going to get into your room and get
do
into
these double
all of
as
the
water park
amenities."
passes, or do we have to get those separate?
She says, "Well, this will." She kind of laughs along, and she says, "This will get you into everything that you have that is part of your package that the Vein Breakers have purchased for you all."
Guys, I don't think Ross gave us access to the water park. My joke. That's a joke only. I only.
Oh,
think
I
that's
got a
funny.
pass. I don't see anything for you.
Shit.
She kind of hands you all these bracelets. They're kind of this silver metal with an orange crystal on the top. And she says, "Well, the pass that you have been ordered, you all have a room for 4 up on the 135th floor. That you all will
They
be
got
able-"
elevators in this bitch.
Yeah, what the fuck?
They think we're gonna walk up 100 and whatever flights of stairs.
Ross really skimped on the room.
And
Could
she
got us the
says-
bottom 20 floor room at least.
And she
Fuck.
says, "All of your food and drinks are already paid for. If there are any robes or towels that you all desire, you all can absolutely have as many as you would like. Just please
How do
return
we-
them to the laundry. Some of our amenities are, and she kind of seems just to be listing these off. It seems like she's done this 1,000 times. Some of our amenities, we have a pool, a hot bath, an ice bath, a sauna, a spa, a gym. We have a sectioned off section of the beach and the sea that you all can obviously sunbathe in and dip in. There are some third-party excursions that you can take, for instance, like some deep-sea diving or some sailing tours or instructor-led gliding off of the top of the resort if you like, but those will cost you extra.
We've been to
Are there any
the burst.
Groupons?
We've been to the burst before. I don't think that's going to compete.
The what?
Oh,
Oh
I'll
my
tell you
god,
about it
Ross, you
later.
haven't gone to the.
If you're ever in Riddock, you have to check out the burst.
Is it like a brothel or something?
No. Although
Okay.
there's plenty of
Cool.
brothels in
No,
Riddock.
man, it's better. It'll give you a
I-
better rush.
I turned to our hostess.
Mhm.
Have you been to the burst?
She says, "Oh, personally, me, but no, my father has, and he enjoyed it quite a great amount. I hope to one day visit."
Anyway. Well, how do we get up to our room?
And she says, "Well, there are the water spouts, only about 100
What?
feet that way."
Of course, the water spouts.
Do you have the towels that make you dry instantly?
And she says, "Yes, yes." She kind of
Okay,
nods her head.
good.
My cloak is very heavy, and I lift it up, and it like the metal and all the shit clinks a bunch.
Mhm.
Would the water spout be able to lift all of this?
She says, "Absolutely, it can lift up to 1,000 pounds."
Fuck.
My God.
All right.
Wow.
She says,
On our way over, I'm gonna mention like, didn't
Yeah.
the vein breakers have like a floating disc?
Yeah, they do. I don't know why it's not being used here. I don't know why everything's water.
Like
Yeah,
I get it, but like also, I don't know if my books are safe and shit.
I don't
you
know
Yeah.
how. Yeah, I'm kind of worried about my personal items.
They use the water elevator in the. It was in the archives. They used something like that with water, right? I don't think. it
Mhm.
was
Yeah, but I thought that was the
there for
archives
damage
being
to
weird because they already had those weird little guys.
clothes. That's true. They were weird, weren't they?
Yeah.
I just kind of thought it came with the territory of like the. Plus, it's a library. You can only ask one question. It was just like kind of fucked up. So I was just kind of going with it.
Okay,
Sorry.
Steven,
Sorry.
can I go back over to the concierge?
"Sure."
Can I go? Well, do you have any stairs that I can take up to my room?
Oh man.
She says, "Well, we do have the emergency staircase, yes, that's in the center of the vine. Are you..." She kind of checks her notes and she says, "You're on the 135th floor. Are you sure that you would want to take the stairs?"
Yeah. Yeah.
She
If
says,
it was a real challenge, you could carry me again.
I'm looking for something heavier.
Turlon laughs at that.
"Yeah." She says, "Well, it's right over there." And she gestures kind of to the center of this large room where there seems to be just a central pillar.
Okay.
Made of the central village that appears to be an emergency entrance.
All right. I look over at the gang and I go, all right, definitely got a workout in with those stairs earlier, but want to get one more in before bed.
Of course.
I'm going to try to race you guys to the top.
Yeah, we'll meet up there at 135th.
Okay.
All
I
right.
might miscount.
It must be 100 and 100 and more floors than I've ever seen in a building before.
I'm trying not to think too hard about it. This is technically the tallest structure I have ever witnessed in my entire life.
Ever.
I suppose
Ever.
more nature than building, though, isn't it?
Yeah, I'm not really sure how I feel about that, or if I like should feel something about that.
Well, how
just
big are
based on
these
my own
compared to
personal-
the building that the
Oh, the
Fuhrer
Viscera.
priest is in? Yeah.
the
Oh,
Uber
the-
priest?
That one,
The priest.
it's similar. It's the tower was a little bit taller than this, but this one's more impressive just because of its thickness.
Sure,
Whereas
sure.
the tower kind of tapered off towards the top in like a point. So it's like, like the Burj
Yeah.
Khalifa is kind of just pointy
That's
at the top.
impressive.
Where
I
these
mean,
are
that's kind of
very
why I'm
far
taking the
thickness.
stairs, so I can really appreciate how tall this thing actually is.
Well, you have fun. You have fun.
All right. I'll see you guys hopefully in a bit.
I turn to you guys after he walks up. I genuinely have no idea if he'll beat us there or not.
I think you will. It'd be really funny.
Well, let's try to give him a challenge. Where's the water elevator?
It's right over there.
Kind of walk
I
over.
take off running for the water elevator.
Oh, okay, slow down, slow down. I like.
I'm
turn
not
to-
stopping.
I like go to a jog, but never a run.
It's a race.
I'll catch up.
Okay, I'm gonna try to fucking sprint up these stairs.
John, give me.
There's no way. There's simply no
Give
way.
me an athletics check. and-
35.
It's just not
Roll-
possible.
Yeah, give me
It's
an
just not
Might be
possible.
another one.
almost.
Oh,
I'll
okay,
say
almost 30.
almost a 30. I'll say that
That's wild for a 12.
as the three of y'all walk up to the water elevator, it's not like the one where it's kind of just this open air one before. There appears to be a line of about like 3 people that you
Oh,
kind of have to wade
okay.
through. And it looks like there is.
Can't
You've
even
noticed
escape
the peop-
elevator keys in Sumia.
You notice the
Jesus.
people that are kind of standing in line, they kind of scan their wristband up against another orange crystal that is on the side, and then what appears to be kind of just the sliding door, but once again made out of this kind of plant-like flesh material, kind of slides open, and they're able to enter in, and then it closes shut after they scan. So it appears like every elevator ride is personalized. So, based off your roll,
Man.
John,
Man.
I mean, how fast can a normal fucking human sprint upstairs?
Just thinking Captain America, how quick could he get up those
How
stairs?
quick could Captain America sprint upstairs? A floor every. Like, I'm thinking it's essentially a spiral staircase, so a floor a second, maybe.
That's really fast.
That's
Because like
fast
a
as fuck.
floor is a
Bike
story,
guy.
right? So that's
Yeah, so
10
it's
feet
10
per
feet.
second.
He's taking like 3 stairs at a time. He's leaping up those fuckers.
Yeah, leaping up the stairs, and with your athletics check, that is pretty fucking high, even with just like a 12 on the roll. I'll say that as you're just sprinting up the stairs, I'll say you're kind of waiting in queue. What I said, 135 is what the floor I said.
Yes.
That is 135 seconds. We'll end right at 9. Don't worry. 135 seconds. Takes about 2 minutes. I'll say for you all with the elevator, with waiting a little bit, the elevator ride itself is once again water based, but it only takes you about 30 seconds to travel up. So I'll say you make it about 30 seconds before John makes it up the flight of stairs.
Damn.
And based off of your room number, which I don't say it's 135 3, I'll say. You kind of, do you all enter or do you all wait for John to arrive?
Let's wait for John.
Yeah.
You want me to
I
wait?
will also say, I don't want to say it's, I'll also tell the others that it's like from here on out we should probably always have at least one other person with us. I'm now realizing we probably shouldn't have let John go alone.
Yeah.
But I was just really want to see how fast he could get up the stairs, to be honest. So that one's on me. But we should not be alone ever from here on out, I think.
I agree.
You hear
We should also
footsteps.
establish a pattern for memory loss. For dealing with memory loss, maybe
Yeah.
something simple like draw a line on our arms if we see anything suspicious, and then we can leave a piece of paper written in here that says the lines equal something suspicious in case we forget about it.
Yeah, okay.
Do all of
Sure.
you have pens? I carry pen and ink on me because I journal.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I have a ballpoint pen in my backpack.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry, fine. A Sharpie then, Kevin.
Mm-hmm.
So
you hear-
John, you have now
that's
just
more accurate.
arrived.
Rumbling footsteps.
What is the best writing utensil in Sumia that money can buy, Steven?
Some kind of magical marker.
Mm.
A magic marker, you say?
A magic marker,
Hmm.
perhaps.
Interesting.
But
Like
John,
branded, capital N,
John,
capital N.
yeah, John, exactly. John bursts out of a door nearby y'all.
I found the monster.
Yeah.
No, I'm just playing with you.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
That's too bad. That was fast. How do you
John,
do
that was insane. How are you already up here?
How do you do that? I find
Daily
it actually
exercise.
shocking.
Daily exercise.
What's
Sick.
daily exercise like for you?
Sometimes it's running up 1,000 feet of stairs. Other days it's throwing boulders. Some days it's wrestling grizzly bears. And then
Sick.
usually
Someone
just
open the room. I gotta get to bed, guys.
Yeah, I'm gonna open up the I'm gonna open up the door.
Yeah. I'll say it's
Who's
around
inside?
9 p.m. tonight. You open the door and it is a very big room. I'll say that each of you have, within the corners of the room, have this. Excuse me. Sorry. Have a queen-sized bed that kind of has this structure above it. It's made out of wood. Kind of looks like those old-timey ones with like a curtain that you could draw if you wanted around it. But you each have a queen-sized bed, a wooden structure. There's these wooden cabinets around, and on towards the edge of where you can imagine the the outside of the vine is. It's probably about like 100 feet away. It's a huge room. I can't really put that more into words. As you are looking, you see these two massive windows that are probably like...
Kevin, kill yourself. Sorry.
That's crazy.
Ooh,
Anyway.
wow.
That's bad. I'll say there's these four windows. Sorry, four windows that are like 10 feet wide, 30 feet tall. There's these very tall ceilings, probably about 30, 40 feet tall, just lined along the back wall, that are now just letting in a little bit of moonlight, as it's around 9 p.m. It's dark outside. Do you all get ready for bed? Does anybody say
Is there,
anything
like-
else to anybody?
I go
Or
straight
you
to
go-
bed. if
Go
I
straight to
can.
bed? Okay.
Does anyone want to join me? I gotta go take a shower. I gotta go bathe.
I'm gonna set up a. I'm gonna say we set up a guard, and I'm gonna recommend we don't. I'm gonna bring up Felix's recommendation to never be alone, and say that we should send someone with you.
Yeah, that makes sense.
I'll volunteer.
All right.
And I'm gonna mention offhandedly when I get a moment to tell Felix to meet me during my watch at some point, and I'm also while I'm alone with John, gonna tell him the same thing.
All right.
Just
Literally don't need to role play out going to the bath. I'm literally just going to shower and then leaving.
Yes.
Nope, make the piss check.
There's a very nice
Make the
shower.
piss check.
Nice and pretty warm water, honestly. From what you were expecting. But I will say, Turlon and Felix, it seems like you're the first watch, based off of kind of the suggestion.
Well, I think we would have one watch at a time. But
Oh, okay. Well,
oh,
do you
do we?
want-
I don't know. I think we can't do a really good watch with only 2 shifts. So I think it's okay to have someone alone as long as they're like by the room.
yeah.
So
true.
we do so we do something where it's like we split up the shifts, so you end up one person spends it with 2 people. So like the first half is with another person. First half of your shift is with the last half of another person, so it overlaps. So there's 2 people, but does that make sense? I don't know if that'd work.
I get what you mean, staggered.
Yeah, staggered. Do something like that.
Yeah. I mean, you'd have to have someone. Yeah, that makes sense.
Someone would have to be like alone for the first 30 minutes, but that's also like the first 30 minutes of us, or like first half of whatever of us going to sleep. So that fine, I guess.
I'll say this is where we're going to end next couple minutes. But I'll say that Turlon, during one of your shifts, I will say the one with Felix, where you're planning on saying something to Felix. I'll say as you're kind of getting up and you're getting ready for your watch, the stone within your chest pocket starts to feel heavy, starts to feel much heavier than
Good.
what you have felt before. Do you do anything?
I probably just have my hand covering it most of the time I'm talking. Like, I try to play it off as like scrunching my arms, but I'm clearly holding on to it.
I'll say that as you begin to put your hand on it, you feel like. Give me an occultism check for me.
Ooh, that's a good roll to be rolling.
I love occultism.
Natural 20.
Oh
29.
my god.
29. I'll say, as you put your hand on it, you feel like whenever the stone has been heavy, it's almost like it is trying to speak to you. And you feel that need as you put your hand on it, that you need to take it out and look at it.
I mean, if you think it's something we can get done in this session, then I'll take it out and look at it.
Mm-hmm.
Or we can start next session with that, whatever works for you.
No, you can. If you take it out, what you'll notice
Stone
just
calls, I must answer.
what right away is normally the tadpoles that I've been calling them, these little white lights that have been within it that are dancing around. Instead of dancing around, they're all kind of within still for just a moment within it, and then are shooting off to the edge, and then are now still within it, and then shoot off to the edge, all at one point, as if it is pointing to something, and you hear a voice within your head. And previously, when you've had the stone, you have heard a voice that is almost your own, as if it's your own thought. But when you've had a dream similar to when you were floating in space, you heard a second voice that you now hear within your head. You hear, "Window!" What do you do?
Is there a window in our room?
There are 4 of them. Do you look to the window?
I'm going to close the stone entirely my fist
Mm-hmm.
and slip it inside my robe. Like just like my cloak, like holding it under the cloak. And I'm going to quietly as I can, like kind of peek at the windows. I'm trying to force myself to be calm, but I am not calm. If that makes sense.
Very
I'm
understandable.
Yeah.
And I'm there with him, right?
Yes, yeah. You're starting the watch.
Right. I guess this is right at the beginning of your watch. If you were, I forgot. Yeah.
While you're turning to look at the thing, I'll ask. So, what did you want to talk about?
Nothing important right now. Look at the windows.
I look at the windows.
I'll say as you both look at the window.
I don't know if it came through with the boy, but that's very like tense and very like frantic.
What's in the windows?
I'll say as you both look at the windows.
Tell me!
You look and you glance and you see an image for just a moment, and you blink for a second, and suddenly it's an empty window. But for just a moment, you see within the dark.
I know what that's gonna be.
A 5
Yeah.
a 5 foot wide smiling face looking at
It's
you.
creepy pasta.
And that is how we're going to end this session.
Vindication.
The face is 5 feet wide.
Those window panes are 5 feet wide. The window is 10 feet wide.
My god.
That is so awful.
That's a
That
brutal
is
ending, dude.
awful.
Back-to-back cliffhangers.
Holy shit.
So
Thanks, Stone.
So there you go. Warned you about the window.
It's good to give me all of my attention and focus onto the evil stone.
The evil stone has our best intentions at heart.
I need to stay alive for whatever this stone is doing.
Whatever this stone wants, what's going to help us.
I thought they were trying to break out like the little tadpoles.
Okay.
Yeah.
The real question is, why did the tadpoles move?
What?
Stone. Is the things in the stone, they may not be affected by whatever this critter is.
Maybe.